La maudite déviée chaud.
I have seen the dark shadows moving in the woods, and I have no doubt that whatever I have resurrected through this book is sure to come calling for me.
David, you look absolutely terrific, honestly. You've got like new on.
This is where the worst begins. This is where we must stop. For beyond is the work of madness. The nightmare of insane murder and lingering death. Get inside and lock your doors. Close your windows. Someone is watching you. Someone is waiting for you. Someone wants to scare you to death.
This is Albert from the Tuesday Show. You're listening to the goddamn Dave Hill Show, now on a flipping Monday.
Oh, hey. No. You're an angel witch. I nailed it.
Nailed it.
One yet.
Yeah. Hello. Hi, how are you? Hello and welcome to the Dave Hill Goodtime. I'm going to set down my hot axe. I think I actually... It's time it happened, actually. I think I just electrically shocked myself. I don't know if there's another way to shock. I guess there's... You could shock yourself as if to say really surprised, but I believe electrical current just shot through my body.
Wow.
If you had to guess, how many volts?
Whatever the maximum is
Did it feel like
that
you
a
could take
human
more?
can survive. It was, I have all these wires at my feet, and I always clean them up, not bragging. And I feel like they're winning the battle now, and I was just repping some sweet solos while the theme was playing. A little song called Angel Witch by a band called Angel Witch from an album called, let me check, it's also called Angel Witch. And at the beginning of the very slick intro video that we have for this program, there's an explosion sound, not to brag, but it went off somehow. The volume was at such a level that I thought it was happening on the streets outside my home, and I was terrified, and I was like,
I think I had it up a little too loud, so I'm sorry, anyone.
Everyone, and I was looking in the chat, and everyone's like, this is really loud, and my whole family is scared. And I just want to say, I'm right there with everybody. I'm putting socks on so as to avoid getting shocked at any point during the program again. Anyway, hi, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. How are you doing, boy criminal Chris Gersbeck?
I'm fantastic. Maxing and relaxing.
You look great.
Oh, thank you.
You got some new headphones there with a built-in microphone?
It's
there?
well, my other headphones like fell apart, and then the cord. Yeah. So this is my gaming headset that I use to
gaming.
When we're playing Squadrons.
It's what I use to yell at Dez when we're playing Squadrons on Xbox.
You guys play video games together, and I'm just now hearing about this?
We haven't in a while, but
it's been a busy spring and early summer.
Yeah.
This is deeply concerning.
But
am I seated too far back? Is it alarming?
No, you look casual.
Yeah, you sound a lot better like that.
I'm sitting back, and I have the microphone on my six-pack abs. I'm just flexing them into position. Anyway, my point is, how are you doing, New Jersey Chicken Rancher Dez?
I think I'm officially post-pandy now.
Really?
I got a haircut.
Yeah.
I got tickets for a Met game on Friday.
Who are they playing?
The Padres.
Ooh, San Diego.
Yeah. So
I pride myself on being able to name where a baseball team is from, given just the name of the...
I think I can do that too, and I've never really been into baseball.
So if I said Cincinnati.
Reds.
There you go. You're doing great at this.
Milwaukee.
Brewers.
Ooh, the Brewers, yeah.
Okay. I'll come back later with
a
couple more.
I'm surprised I answered those so quickly.
You guys are 2 for 2.
You're doing amazingly well. I struggle because I don't follow football or basketball at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I completely... you would never know it to look at me. Because you're like, that guy.
Yeah.
Gonna take him to the Knicks game. But I don't. So I often lose track. And I would even say, LeBron James aside, not bragging, I don't think I could name a single pro basketball player besides him. I'm like someone's aunt, basically. And
happens.
I can only name like a couple pro football players.
Can you name any from the past, or are you talking current?
Oh, current. No, the past. Because earlier in my life, I made an effort to know about these things because it was, there was a time when it was kind of social currency to know sports.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started ripping sweet solos, man. And then I was like, oh, I don't ever have to care about any of that shit ever again because I can I can play Heartbreaker by Led Zeppelin, so I don't have to pretend to be into football and basketball any longer. And it was quite a feeling, I have to say, knowing like, oh yeah, I don't care, and I'll never care again.
Yeah.
Now,
I haven't.
On the flip side of it, no one gets tickets to those because I say things like this proudly.
Right. Yeah, you weren't ever considered to call and say you want to go to the game.
No one calls. No one. Yeah. Once every 10 years, maybe someone will invite me to a football or basketball game, and then I'll go.
I can see you enjoying yourself at a basketball game.
I have fun as long as there's like I can have a beer or something.
Sure.
I don't care what you do in front of me. If I can chat and have a beer, I don't really care what's happening. Because that's I like to hang out. But no, I've been to see the Cavs play in the last year. No. I mean, in the before times, pre-Pandy times.
Right.
Isn't it weird? I feel like the last year you just have to cut that out of life.
Your memory, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, oh, I've seen it in the past year. Well, no, the past year I did literally nothing.
Didn't go anywhere.
Literally nothing.
Saw nothing.
Well, for you, I'm sure it was even weirder because you were in a new, totally different surrounding, and
I was building a new pandemic life for myself.
Yeah.
In a tiny town. I actually kind of like it. I mean, I love being in New York, but I have to say, living in a tiny town, if I could still be the glamorous jet setter that I've been the past many years, aside from the past year, I would be fine going back to a tiny little town.
I hear the Village is getting kind of nuts.
It's yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I was at the dog run at Washington Square with my sweet little Lucy.
Things got hot.
Playing the ball. Yeah, and it was really hot. And I was talking to my friend Jim, who was pretty much the only guy I talked to at the dog run. I'm not that I'm cold to other people, but I rarely talk to anybody other than Jim. And I was talking to him, and like when you can just kind of, the slightest little thing will just tell you something is amiss.
Right.
We were sitting there talking, and all of a sudden I just caught like the slightest whiff of a cigarillo or a blunt or something, like a flavored miniature cigar.
Okay.
I caught it. I was like, someone is smoking one of these things. I believe it was a cigarillo. Like, I was like, someone smoking this thing right near me.
Right.
And I was like, something is up right now. And then a second later, this guy appears in between us from out of nowhere. And he's like, starts talking about my friend Jim's shoes. And then my dog, Lucy, runs back with the ball and drops it on the ground in front of me. So this guy has appeared. And he's drinking a large McDonald's iced tea with no lid on it. And he has a shopping bag, which appeared to be more just a bag that was carrying I don't know what, and like his belongings. And then, Lucy drops the ball, so he's like, I'll throw it. And he picks up the ball, and Lucy runs, because she's, like all the baseball greats, she's anticipating, where the ball's going. She runs to the other end of the park, and the guy's like, no, not so fast. It's not that easy. He dunks the ball into his iced tea. The tennis ball. He drops it into his iced tea. And I was like, I wasn't sure what was going on. And I was like, well, that's not good for Lucy or him, I would think. And I rinsed the ball off. I got it back from him, and then we just continued playing. And then he started walking around the park and like being weird to people, but in a way where like you're like, well, this guy's probably just super high right now. He's not really doing anything wrong other than being weird.
Right. So
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he wasn't present. He was on another plane. So we were just kind of keeping tabs on him. Like, he seemed harmless. But then he takes a lap around the dog run, and he starts like intentionally walking into people's feet along the benches, and everyone's just kind of like whatever. And then he stole someone's leash and left, and then people were like, hey, he stole, because then you got to take your dog home without a leash. That wouldn't be that fun.
That's a bad spot.
And so then, since I work out constantly, my friend Jim and I were like, I guess we have to be the guys to go get this leash now, because we're scrappy. We kind of assessed everyone at the park, and we were like, I think this is on us to go get this leash.
You'd be like the heroes in the movie.
There's probably like
Good Samaritan.
Couple dozen people there with their dogs. And we just kind of looked around and we're like, I guess we're the muscle here today, which is very sad state of affairs, as you can imagine. And so we're sort of like going over to the guy like, hey, give that leash back. Please give that leash back. And he was like, no. And then another junkie kind of, I guess it's safe to say they were junkies. I don't mean that in a pejorative way. These guys that seemed super high.
Meth heads.
Yeah, I don't know what their drug of choice was. But the other guy was like, give him the leash back. And then he's like, fine. And then he whips the leash at me. And then I grabbed it and I gave it back to the woman whose leash it was. I'm hoping to tell this story on the Moth. But the worst part about it is I couldn't really, there was no heroism involved. So when I handed her the leash, I didn't say like, here you go, ma'am, I got your leash back. I was more like, this guy just threw your leash at me and now I'm giving it back to you. I deserve no credit in this caper.
It'd be funny if she assumed you were the one that stole it and just started beating you.
Maybe, yeah.
Whipping you with it.
It would make for a better story than the one I just told.
It would
sure.
Be a plot twist, yeah.
But given my paranoia, I was like, why did he dunk the ball into his iced tea? And I'm thinking, like, is it laced? This was a plot that he had,
Had you seen him actually drinking it, or was he just carrying it?
I don't think I ever saw him drinking it. So I was like, maybe this is like he's like, I'm going to go dunk a ball in this poison. Which is why I rinsed it off, but I'm happy to say Lucy's fine.
She's good.
Dave the window in the chat wrote Manhattan crime blotter.
Yeah. He also called you the Tango and Cash of the dog run.
Well, all warranted. But all by way of saying, I have, there seems to be more homeless and sort of transient people around in the village. I have no problem. I want them to be healthy and have homes and get the help that they need. They're not my problem. I hate the millennial brunchers. They're the people I have no problem with someone.
They're the ones who ruined it.
Someone takes a leash once in a while, whatever. It's the screeching brunchers that I have a problem with.
Dicks.
Let people, I don't know.
Take a quick call?
Yes, I'm enraged.
Actually, 2 lined up.
Oh my gosh, what a popular show we have. The number is 201-584-7071.
You there? Caller.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, who is it?
Yeah, well, this is Elvira Canaveral calling from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Nice.
Trying to get an honest day's work done, but it's taken me a month to get it through.
Wait, I want to say Michael Braun, drug enthusiasts. I do like that better. That's better. There's no pejorative
negativity on that. Yeah.
I shouldn't be saying junkie. That is
or junkie in the William S. Burroughs sense. They may be literary geniuses.
Yeah, some romance. I should give a little romance to it. Anyway,
I just wanted to say last week's show was amazing. The pillow talk between Bjork and Ernest Borgnine, that's one for the ages.
Wait, we didn't do the show.
Did we do a show last week? I think of ours making.
Oh yeah, you weren't there, man. Everybody else was there, but you weren't.
Oh,
Last
that
week
would
actually,
be.
That would be great if we came back and realized someone did the show. without us.
Nobody noticed.
I mean, it sounds just based on that description alone, they've made a great improvement on what we're doing.
That's how we celebrated
Yeah.
the 1 year mark of doing the show again. Is we just didn't do it.
Ernest Borgman, will you hand me the Twinkies? I want just a Twinkie. Oh, Ernest, what does it smell?
I did watch Drunk Bus last week, and
What?
It was so well done.
He watched Drunk Bus.
I went and saw Drunk Bus.
You saw the hit movie Drunk Bus
and
that I'm in?
It was so well done. These people know what it is to party inside of a house when it's balls cold outside, and they recreated that really well. Plus, they had really good tech interface, and I demand a DeVoe, Ted, and Pineapple prequel and sequel in one, where we get more of their history, because we know they have a history, and I want to know their further adventures as well.
I would be thrilled. I can't stress that enough. I would be thrilled to have that happen.
That would be
Definitely
awesome.
There's definitely an implied history in the scene. You could just tell you two guys.
Yeah, it is not unlike in Pulp Fiction when they go over to, they go to a lot of people's houses, and there's an implied history in every one of those scenes. It's exactly like every one of those
there's a history between characters.
Yeah, I hope there's a sequel and prequel. Sequel. I'm not sure. I'm waiting for,
Okay, well, if they ever get a hand in right, it writes itself, so
it does.
That'd be an easy dollar.
And then, Boston Herald said the same thing. They said Devo Ted deserves his own movie, and I could not agree more. That is to be clear. That's my character.
You could do like a whole series, a Devo Ted series, like on Netflix or something.
I would love it. Whatever would keep me, out of trouble.
I also
or just getting into good trouble.
Putting production photos and videos through the credits.
That was my idea.
Bandits and Cannonball Express or Cannonball Run used to do.
Yeah. You're making me realize I have not seen the movie.
The production people.
You're making me realize I need to see this movie. I don't think I've seen the cut that has that. I need to see it. I know that it's in there, but I saw the cut before they had. These are behind the scenes things.
Right. We got our.
Thank you for watching. If anyone hasn't seen Drunk Bus, I encourage you to see Drunk Bus because it is it's a great movie, and I tried to grow a beard for it, and that is the biggest commitment I've ever had to a role.
Yeah.
So
I've been in a Devo Ted's apartment before buying weed, and it was just dead on.
Oh yeah, and that apartment. This is
I felt like the Birkenstocks were stereotyping a little bit, but that's okay.
But it was 2004.
It was a period piece.
Oh, that's right.
But the thing with it is that apartment in the hit movie Drunk Bus, the directors who were on the show recently, John Carlucci and Brandon Leganke, they lived in that apartment during the whole shooting of the movie. So they actually hung out, and that's where they would party at night, or I don't know what level of recreational good times they were having.
Makes sense.
But that's where they would eat and drink and stuff. So when we were shooting, basically their empties and all that were what was around.
It had a lived-in feel.
This is straight out of Apocalypse Now kind of info I'm giving you. Did you know that what's that boat called? What's the thing in Apocalypse Now? The boat
Going up the river?
the water, the boat that they're on. Suppose I think that's in Francis Ford Coppola's backyard. In his yard. How do I know this, you ask? Because my friend went to his house.
Really?
Yeah. And he said that the boat is there in the backyard. This is what I choose to remember him telling me. Something to that effect. A large set piece from the hit movie Apocalypse Now. Conversely, the bus from the hit movie...
With a earworm in his backyard.
With a what?
His dad was hired to build a rideable sandworm for the film Dune. Last week I was talking to him. He has this prop dagger that was given to him by an extra at a party that he was woefully too young to be at, and I was able to
tell that to Drew Barrymore. I'm sorry, the delay is somewhat. It's like cutting in and out. I think we gotta.
All right, we'll let you go, Elvira.
We'll try this again another time.
Okay.
There's some sort of weird.
Appreciate all that you do.
Thank you so much, Elvira, and thank you for watching Drunk Bus. The delay is really funky.
Yeah, we got another call to try.
Let's try it. Oh, was that a scooter sound effect that you added?
Yeah, like I was saying, I got the window open, so it shows that I don't die.
Fair enough. It's about 1,000 degrees in my little
office. Is it
office
hot
tonight.
where you are, Dez? It looks like that would be a really hot room.
It
Like a
wasn't.
sauna.
I mean, it was 90, but up in the room, it's still that leftover heat up. I am in an attic, and I didn't feel like figuring out somewhere else to set up. For the last 9, 6, 7, 8 months, it's been perfect up here.
Yeah.
So this is the first one that's felt uncomfortable since the end of last summer, but I think we got a Jimmy here.
Oh, I love it.
Jimmy, you there?
Hey, Dez.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, how you doing, man? Hey, Dave.
Hey, Jimmy, how are you? You sound great.
Hey, Jimmy.
I think I speak
Thank
for the
you.
entire production.
I guess it's uncharacteristic. I've been a little bit lower than usual before, but I'm hanging in. But you guys look great, though. I'm not looking at you right now because I'm on the phone. But you guys look good. Got good color.
Thank you.
I have been moisturized.
I'm losing hair. I'm losing hair now. I look like I went through a car wash without a car. It just took chunks out and stuff. It's a weird look.
Is there any way we can get pictures? Can we get Jimmy?
Dave? Yeah?
All right, can you hear me all right?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. It's just a weird sort of belated David Bamundo says, or a tipperillo. I think that's the word I was looking for. Tipperillo, not cigarillo.
Yeah, that's old school. I think that was one of those old school thin brown cigarettes.
I think that's maybe what it was. Anyway, it smelled great, I have to say. I mean, I'm going back here.
Definitely a big 70s staple in my neighborhood and in the schoolyard and stuff.
What kind of school?
Not with the little kids,
I was gonna
but
say.
the 8th graders and stuff.
Jimmy.
So I saw that. Yeah.
Well, I hate to interrupt you, but it's just every time you call,
no problem.
I'm reminded, anyone who's ever listened to this show is well aware. You have the voice of an angel. And everyone knows
you're
this.
too kind.
And it always seems, I realize we're kind of in the middle of something else right now, chatting, but it's any way we could get you to give us at least just a few bars of something. And then we'll get back to chatting about what you wanted to chat about. Just a little taste of something.
Yeah, this cat just died a few days ago, and this song is from my tenure in kindergarten, 68, 69, thereabouts.
Sure.
So, it's not going to be a real burst of energy, but it's kind of a low key.
Oh, I'll be the judge of that.
Anyway, so let me just put the phone out though a little bit.
Sure.
The raindrops keep falling on my head. Just like a guy whose feet are too big for his bed. Nothing seems to...
Wait, Jimmy? Oh, jeez. Did we lose him?
I meant to turn my mic off, and I just hit the... I'm sorry. That was me. But we lost him.
Dez, this is so frustrating because it was going so well.
He's going to get through one of these songs.
Jimmy, if you're out there, feel free to call back at any point during the show. We would love... Oh, it happens.
I think if we ever decide to do like a final show, Jimmy should be the guest for the entire show. And then at the end, he can sing an entire song.
Chris writing an exit.
I mean, we can try.
Yeah.
We can try, Chris.
When I tell you guys I don't want to do the show anymore next week, that's my plan.
It's called Jimmy.
Well, I mean, it would be bittersweet, but
Jimmy's got to, I mean, even when we did the live show, the mic crapped out on him there. So,
yeah.
You know, it's, you don't want to say a guy's cursed or anything.
You mean when we did it at FMU all those years ago?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. At the art show, you mean?
That was the art show. The
art show.
Art show.
Yeah, that was wildly successful art show.
Yeah.
Wildly.
Still have some of it up hanging.
I do too in my own home. And there's still, I will say, and one of these days I'm going to hit him up for it. Wade Snook, one of my favorite artists walking the earth today, did a portrait of Jimmy that was so wonderful, and I don't know where it went. Got into someone's hands other than mine. And I said, can you make me one of those whenever you have time? No, he still hasn't, and that's okay. But I would still, I will say, I posted photos of a lot of the artwork. I have a friend who has worked at, like the Guggenheim and actual museums in the world. And she said, not to take anything away from any of the other art, because there was so much amazing art at that art show that we did. But she said that is the best piece of the batch.
Yeah, no question. I
and
remember
it's
it very
true
well.
Because it told a story. You looked into Jimmy's eyes in that painting, and you're like, that guy, he's got a tale to tell.
Something happened there.
Wade Snook, very talented man. Should we bring our guests on?
Oh yeah, they're good to go.
There's a lot of hijinks ahead.
A lot.
But also some hard-hitting... We have some crime blotter lined up. Maybe we'll do it with the guests. Joining us now from Left-Handed Radio, which is also a podcast, Anna Rubanova and Adam Bozarth are... I may be putting the wrong emphasis on Bozarth. Well, that's just on my list of questions. I'm very bad at pronouncing basic things. It's probably Bozarth now that my fever has calmed down. I apologize, Adam. It is Bozarth. It is not.
Said everything correctly.
Yeah.
Wait. So when I said
name correctly,
nailed it.
Oh, see, this is what I don't know why I was so insecure about it. I guess I should have just gone. Wait. So I nailed it the first time or the second time?
you nailed both names the first time, and I've never heard anyone do that before.
Is this true?
Yeah.
You mean like you've never heard them like get both of your names right?
Yeah.
Consecutively.
Effortlessly. Yes. But then I backpedaled and I started screwing it up.
That's
it's
okay.
It's like decorating a cake, and you've got all the flowers, and then you're like, I'll just make them little, and then you slip into the cake, and I don't know,
and then
maybe
you get
nothing like that at all.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having us.
It's great to see you guys, and I say, the people listening in the wildly popular podcast form of this show will not be able to appreciate this, but anyone watching in the live cast version that we're doing right now as we tape it can see that you guys, is that your home that you're in right now?
This is our one-bedroom Los Angeles apartment.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
Thank you. This is the only nice part, and it's the part we show streaming folk.
Yeah.
We put the title of your show back there on that little board.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Can't see it, and,
and
we ran out of letters. So
let me make you guys
That's
bigger
okay.
so that we can all see.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah, we ran out of O's, so good is spelled with a U umlaut.
Yeah, with a U and an umlaut.
That's pretty metal.
That's better, actually. Can we get Chris? Make a note of that. We need to start doing that.
Yes, I love it.
We need to start. Well, I can relate to that though, because my apartment is it's entirely my fault. There's just a lot of stuff in it, and there's really similarly, there's only a couple walls that I'm like, that looks like I have my shit together, and then the rest is like stuff piled up.
It can backfire. It can be like, oh, you have a very nice home. You must be a very accomplished woman when I'm on a Zoom meeting. And sometimes, oh, you have a very nice home. And I have to be like, no, trust me, I'm very broke, and this is just the one good wall.
Yeah, but then they can look in that and be like, oh, she doesn't need the $1 million we are about to give her.
Right.
Because look at that. Are the walls, and I'm not going to just talk about the beautiful section of your apartment that is highlighted, but is that sort of a shell pink, or is that just a reflection?
It's the light.
Well, I love it. Okay.
Thank you.
That's how are you guys doing?
We're doing very well. I'll be honest. I was a little nervous because, you guys are very, very funny, accomplished live stream professionals.
Mm-hmm.
And
people are terrified to come on this show as a result.
What they're saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If you go on Reddit, the Reddit threads about how terrifying it is to be guests on this show is very long.
So as an anxious person, I was like having like heart palpitations, and then we were listening to the first half hour of the show, and it was like, when you hit water and your heartbeat slows down, and you become one with water and everything's fine.
Yeah.
That's how I feel right now, and I'm very, very grateful.
Good in a good way. Now,
yeah.
And this is just my self-loathing coming out. Is it because you were listening and you're like, well, these guys are idiots. We'll be fine. No, these guys are idiots.
No,
like we go into like an anti-vax conversation, and then we bring you guys on.
Do you know, when I've been seeing friends, people will say like, oh, you're all vaxxed up, right? And I always jokingly say, hell no, I'm not getting that thing until we know what's in it. And there's always like a tiny bit of like, oh, is there any chance he's serious? Like, and then they're very relieved that I'm just joking around as usual.
Can I just mentioning the chat, because I have it up on my iPhone.
Oh my
Someone
goodness.
said, be warned, the show is too slick for noobs. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about that.
Are we the noobs?
Are we the noobs? And are we being trolled?
Are we getting pwned?
Are we getting pwned?
I don't think you would be the noobs. I think they're joking, obviously, because this is not a slick show. It's just one step past dial-up, honestly.
We've just been lucky so far tonight. It'll crash at some point.
I feel like now I'm in my head, right? And I feel like you pronounced our names correctly. To be mean,
Oh, that was just my international, man of the word. Just good with names. Even though I immediately thought that I screwed it up just as soon as they left my mouth. Do people really screw up your names?
Yeah.
I had a guidance counselor in college, because I entered college undeclared, so they give you a counselor to be like, hey, you want to figure out what it is you want to do after you leave here, and he kept calling me Adam Bozarth, which even after I corrected him, it's like that's nowhere close.
That is not. Yeah, he's added letters and changed letters, and probably most disturbing of all, probably his mistake was inspired by the football player, right? Is it Brian
exactly
Bosworth?
Yeah, he asked. Yeah. I corrected him and I said it's Bozarth, and he said, "Oh, I thought it was Bosworth. Are you any relation to Brian Bosworth, the football player?" It's just like
you're the section of the family that took out that letter.
Yeah,
because they were disgraced.
He shamed us out of it.
Yeah,
it's an honest mistake. It's an honest mistake.
That nobody here currently made, and that's still
no. Yeah, you got to give us credit for that. So have you guys been cooped up in that apartment throughout the whole pandy, as we've trademarked calling it?
I've had like 5 or 6 psychic breaks, I think.
Yeah.
That's it?
Is that about normal?
I think
where are you guys at with psychic breakdowns?
I think I definitely had a few. The first, I think that's the sweet spot. That's kind of where you want to land.
Okay. Every 2 months?
Yeah, every 2 months.
Yeah. That's almost exactly it, because the first 2 months of the pandemic, even though I was aware of the negative aspects and all the bad things, I kind of loved the first 2 months of it. I was getting up to just catching up on things. I was reading a lot, relaxing, and then after 2 months, one day I just woke up like, oh, this is bad. This is really bad.
I feel like I had the opposite experience for the first 2 months where I have it. I can feel it.
Yeah.
I have it. And then it was like after 2 months of that, you just kind of go like, well, I guess I'll learn French.
Yeah.
He thought he had COVID for the first 2 months. I've never known Adam to be a hypochondriac. And I'm usually the hypochondriac. Like, I'll listen to whatever people have, and I'm like, oh, I have that, I guess. Like, especially when I produce like the show called Lady HD, hosted by a lady with ADHD, and so she has guests come on with like mental stuff, and I'm like, oh, is that me? No, it's not. That's not me. And then he'll be like, oh, you're a hypochondriac. So I had to basically be his doctor every couple of weeks and go like, can you smell this? Okay, no, you're good. All right, let me see your pupils. All right, go cough for me. Okay, can you do that? All right, you're fine. Get
Sure, it was real.
I had a few
lot
scares.
of checking in, yeah,
for sure.
Did you actually, Chris? Did you actually? Were those scares justified, or were they also?
Yeah, there were a couple times I got like a sore throat. I was like, this is the beginning of it, because I always get a sore throat like right before I get really sick, but I never got it. So
I poisoned myself 3 times accidentally.
During the pandemic or just in life?
During the pandemic.
Oh my God.
Okay. What? Do you have the floor? What? How? What?
I expected to have the floor after dropping that one. The first time it was during the cozy part of the pandemic, where there were movies and like snacks, right? And Zoom parties with people from different states that you hadn't seen in a while, right? So we make a chicken. We roast a chicken. We decided it'll be a project. 100% got salmonella, like because
oh my God,
because I had a fever, and everyone said, well, there's like 2 types of COVID, right? They were like, there's the one where you can't breathe, and then there's the downstairs COVID where you're just, your tummy hurts a lot. And I'm like, oh, it's this one. I'm lucky I got this one.
Yeah, I guess if you have to choose.
Yeah, if you have to choose, you want the one where you don't lose your smell and can't and suffocate to death, right? You want the one where you're just like, oh, my stomach's not feeling too good. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So that was number 1. Number 2 was, those trendy mushroom powders that you get like at a natural food store, like the cordyceps and the lion's manes, the things that promise you to like have a better brain, or
Oh yeah, I've just only recently heard of lion's mane, and now I feel like it comes up several times a day, every day.
You got a Beta Meinhof situation going.
What is that?
Frequency illusion.
Yeah, Now you're gonna see Bader Meinhof everywhere.
There's a name for that. I've noticed that since I was a kid. I was like, as soon as I learned something new, it's then in my face every 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's called frequency illusion
Illusion.
and Bader Meinhof syndrome.
I sometimes mix it up. Is it illusion or delusion? And I think it's illusion. But yeah, now you're gonna see lion's mane everywhere. But remember, Anna told you
Yes.
that she might have poisoned herself by, drinking too much of it in her hot morning cocoa.
You drank too much lion's mane?
It comes in a powder.
Oh, and you dumped it in.
You mix it into your drinks, whether it's coffee or whatever. And so twice I poisoned myself with a combo of those mushrooms, but I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
So I thought I had COVID 3 separate times.
Well, lion's mane is supposed to, because I'm taking something that has lion's mane in it, which is one of the reasons I've heard of it. But it is, but it's come up in other, because of the syndrome that I suffer from as well. But the one you mentioned, but it is not psychedelic, right? It's just like a.
No, it is not. And I liked it. I really did. Whether it was, psychosomatic or real, I really enjoyed, adding what I thought was a healthy little supplement to my morning routine, and now I miss it. But
how long did it take for you to be poisoned? Was it over a longer period or quick?
I kept drinking it, and so I was sick for like a week straight the first time, right?
I do the same thing with alcohol, what you're describing.
Yeah, it was basically that. Yeah.
I'm like, I feel
so
sick.
bad.
Just keep drinking it. Oh, I'm so hungover. I should just drink more.
Someone in the Jers Cat in the chat said mushroom COVID. Exactly.
Yeah. Mushroom COVID.
Now,
I had a weird allergy that came out of nowhere.
Right.
Too.
So then it's like, oh, I have an allergy to my favorite food, mushrooms. Like, is that what's going on? Never got tested because COVID.
Yeah, you just assume.
It's a big mystery that I've yet to solve. But when you accidentally poison yourself during a pandemic, you're in an awkward position.
Now, what did you, Adam? Did you like have to bring her back from the brink or anything? Or just like,
I mean, a couple of times it was like, you're poisoning me.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it was just like,
that's how the true crime stories always go, though. It's always
you spend a lot of time indoors and you're watching a lot of TV and a lot of all of a sudden. But then, I mean, like we try to tuck each other down from all the various.
Are you asking when I specifically was sick or just like day to day for 15 months? Like
no, that's specifically when you were sick. But I guess you could two-part question now that you phrased it that way.
Yeah. I mean, it is like one of those things where, like she was saying, it's like. Because small pleasures in COVID, right? Like you have so few things to look forward to. There's dinner and sleep. And so this was like one of those small pleasures where it was just like, I like my drink with the mushrooms in it and now I can't have it. And you have to kind of have like but if you drink it again.
Yeah. I'm like Paddington, but instead of marmalade, it's disgusting mushroom powders that you have to mix in with sweet things to taste good.
Yeah, there's a lot of potions and brews being made in our apartment.
In a scientific way.
Oh, sure. Now, what is the third poisoning that occurred?
It was 2 times the mushrooms because the first time, because they sell a variety of them.
So you poisoned yourself on a different kind of mushroom? Or a different kind of lion's mane?
For 2 years, I had been drinking these, right? Like reishi, lion's mane, and cordyceps without any problem. And then in June, I tried a new one, chaga, and then got sick. Finally was like, oh, maybe it's this guy. Eliminated it.
You can tell that one would get you sick. Chaga, I mean, it's right there in the name.
Right.
That's not going to go well.
And the ironic thing is it's supposedly good for your immune system. So that's why I started to,
really good.
Guys, I try to be rational. I try to not fall for like, oh, this essential oil will cure, your bad knee or whatever, or like use this herb to make this. But the mushrooms, I swear they worked, and I swear I loved them, and so I really wanted to believe that they were good for me.
I think you got to get back on that mushroom horse. I have to say, the more I hear you
at all now, you're totally, you can't have any at all, any mushroom product.
I've not tried. The last time I tried, like even just like a half a teaspoon, I just ran to the tub and just started vomiting.
My God.
Oh, wow.
I was going to jokingly say you just started violently vomiting, but that's
it was
exactly...
projectile vomit, and I was like, okay, so no. But then I ate normal mushrooms, like, sauteed in butter.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to, and they were fine.
That's okay. Okay.
I had this experience with bourbon, what you've described. I can't go near it anymore.
Well, do you mean jokingly, or there's a specific thing about bourbon? Like I know some people are allergic to certain things and certain alcohols.
I think I maybe have had it since, but I had never had it really until one night, and I just did that stupid thing where you're like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Why don't I drink this all the time? And I was just chatting with a friend at his house, and he kept pouring me bourbon, and then you're just talking, and you're like, I can't believe how smart I am, and I have all these insights. I keep having more and more bourbon. You're like, the things I am saying tonight are so... how do I come up with this stuff? And then the next day I was like, I'm never drinking bourbon again. And I didn't for like a good 10 years. And I've had it as an ingredient in dainty cocktails since.
You sound like me at 22, like drinking alcohol at McManus, which was a bar in New York that I believe is gone now.
Well, I'm not sure. Let's run a check on that, because I had heard I live not far from, I believe it's 19th and 6th. And people were saying it was gone, but then I walked by and it was there. I don't know why I feel like we have to know this now. So you guys, how long have you been in Los Angeles?
4.5. No, it'll be 5 in July.
5 years, yeah.
It's open till 4 a.m.
Wow.
Jesus.
It's still there.
Do they still melt American cheese onto fries and call it cheese fries?
Can you look that up really quick, Dave?
I'm looking.
Just a square of
there
American
is pictures of the food menu. Let's run a check. I will say, I didn't get on Zoom tonight to take shots at McManus, but as long as it's come up,
you shouldn't. No, because I ask that because I need that.
Their menu on my phone is not as fleshed out as you would hope. They do have mozzarella sticks.
Oh yeah,
which I'm always a fan of. I always feel like that place is too brightly lit. That's my real complaint. It just felt too bright, which I take umbrage with. I like dark. I like dark places I can sort of skulk around in.
You like Dez's apartment.
Yes, Dez's murder hole.
Yeah, I could have drinks up here now, I would, but...
Can I just say, Dez, I don't know if you get this a lot, but... and this is a compliment.
Just so you know.
This is a compliment. You to me, you look like John Hamm in disguise. Like you're on the run. Like he's on the run. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
I could see that.
Yeah.
He's, I guess he got pegged in that one sharp-suited character. So yeah, once you get the beard going, it'd be like maybe mid-70s John Hamm.
Oh yeah.
I could see it.
Thank you.
Now I can't. Now I look at you and I'm like, John Hamm with a beard.
You've sowed the seeds of discord.
I have two. You're my second. You're my second John Hamm-alike friend.
Oh yeah.
Jim Two's the hilarious comedian. I feel like also looks like John Hamm.
That's a new one. I'll put that one on the wall.
I'm committed to this belief. Anyway, that's the whole. Now I'm just gonna. Don't get me started on John Hamm.
Please.
No. No. I don't. I met him once.
I thought you were gonna spill the beans on John Hamm.
No. I'm very pro John Hamm.
Me too.
I met him once. He was standing there in a group of people, and someone said, "Hey, John, do you know Dave?" He's like, "No." And he said, "John." I said, "Dave." And we shook hands. And it was every bit as amazing as I just made it sound. It was great. I believe it was Chris Hardwick that introduced us. Now that I'm thinking of, so all of it, I'm painting a picture of a celebrity hang.
Yeah, there's a lot of names being dropped.
Yeah, and I think Chris said, "Hey, John, do you know Dave?" I said, "No, I'm John." I said, "I'm Dave." And I don't even know what we talked about after that. I probably just walked away. Went out on a high note.
Had you seen Mad Men at that point?
I had seen it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've not seen that much Mad Men. I haven't gotten around to it yet.
You missed your shot in the pandy. That would have been the time to do it.
Well, as everyone, Anna and Adam, have you seen Mad Men, the popular program?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you recommend it? I've heard good things.
I bet it is good as a pandemic sort of sit down and you're watching it every day or night sort of thing, because it does kind of flow into one episode flows into the other very well.
It gets a momentum, sure.
Sure does. Yeah.
I would love to rewatch it to see how I would take it now that I've noticed that pattern of anti-hero men get away with everything, thing that everyone's like, "Oh no, don't cancel my Soprano." Like,
yeah,
I don't want to cancel your Sopranos. I don't want to cancel your Walter White. But I wonder if I would watch that and go like, "Oh, I can't wait till this guy gets it." Yeah, it's like such a great show about a guy getting it.
He gets it a couple of times, yeah. Doesn't he?
I gotta watch this
Draper?
show.
Mad Men, yeah.
Sort of.
I need to watch the hit show Mad Men.
Takes some hits. He has a journey.
Yeah, he does have a journey. And then, do you think the last scene is him coming up with the Coca-Cola campaign?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Aha.
Wait, don't know spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers.
I'm not sure. Now,
By the time you get there, you'll have forgotten.
You guys have left-handed radio.
We do.
We do.
And you produce other podcasts as well.
Yes.
May I pitch to you? I watch Mad Men, and I report back to you each week on my findings. To you two, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So
no, don't answer now. Don't answer. Yeah. And you guys, having seen it, you just be like, "Yeah, you're right, Dave. That is what happened."
So we judge your interpretation of the episode?
Not even interpretation, comprehension. It's even simpler.
Okay. And what happens if we don't agree with your interpretation /
I think you rate me at the end of the episode.
I think we give him a letter grade.
You can be like, you clearly went and fixed yourself a sandwich during several minutes of this episode because you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Just something. Don't answer now. Don't answer now. I just think it might have legs.
If you send us a pitch deck, like a one-sheeter, we'll look it over and we'll,
I will. PDF form.
Like a PDF of all of your social media numbers so we can pass that on.
If you could make some original artwork for it, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. This is my biggest
fear. If you could set up your
fear.
own network and produce it yourself, that would be great. We'd be happy to partner with you.
This is my greatest night. Everything you're saying is my greatest. Just yeah. It's the world we live. That's show business in a nutshell. What you guys
do it.
Yeah. And if you want to get paid, it's even worse.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
That's what you have the high-powered agents for, right?
High-powered.
Chase your money down for you.
Chase it
Focus
down.
on the art, right?
Bring the hammer down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Finding money I didn't even know I earned.
The John Hammer.
Yeah, exactly. We should get John Hamm to be our agent.
That would
be the
a
ultimate.
show.
Oh my
power.
god. With Dez's beard set in the 70s.
Right, yeah. Because he's gonna want to be typecast away from the clean cut madman thing.
I love this.
He's gonna want to go dirty.
And
maybe he can smoke the Tipperillos as well in this.
Sure.
Callbacks.
this is I love it. Do you guys know a Tipperillo?
No.
Are you hip to the Tipperillo?
I feel like I've seen like when I was in high school and watching my dirtbag friends smoke tobacco products.
Riff Raff. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in a town called Quincy, Illinois, which is like right on the Mississippi River across from Missouri.
Oh.
I'm still trying to figure out how much of a redneck he is.
Like half.
Now, are you guys, if I may pry, are you guys married, or are you a couple, or are you just locked in that apartment together?
Oh, wow.
You don't have to answer any of these questions. I'm prying at this point.
We just celebrated 13 years unmarried, and we both forgot what day it was.
That
means you're there. You've made it.
That's perfect. That's as it should be.
Did you both know you both were forgetting? Were you worried that the other one was going to be expecting?
Literally was looking at the date and I think I said, Adam, what date is it today? He says, it's the 25th. And I go, and what does that mean? And he says, I think that's the day I keep saying is our anniversary. I go, okay, well, it's too late to do anything.
There you go. You made it.
Well, happy anniversary.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we can really celebrate. Now, and Anna, where are you from?
This is such a long story. And I don't love talking about myself, but I did grow up in Queens, New York, via the Soviet Union.
Oh my gosh.
So that is all I'll say on that. I'm currently estranged from my family.
Oh my gosh. Now I want to produce now I don't want to do the Mad Men podcast anymore. I want to do the story. We're just now getting into it.
Say that. They always say that.
We want to do this story. This is the podcast now.
Yeah, this is a compelling podcast.
She always say
There's
that.
intrigue.
I knew this would happen. I knew you would immediately fall in love with my non-story.
Where in Queens, Anna?
Forest Hills.
Oh, that's where I live now. Nice.
Do you love it?
Oh, wonderful.
I do love it. Yeah, it's great. I was in Astoria for like 12 years, so it's a big difference.
Do people still not know about the gardens?
Yeah, a lot. That's where I pretty much spent the entire pandemic walking around. It's just amazing to walk around. It seems like a fake city, like a model city. It
was a planned community about 100 years old, and it's one of the most beautiful places in New York that I've ever seen.
Great spot.
Granted, I haven't seen enough of New York, but it's one of those like secrets, I think. And then if you happen to live there, you're like, wow, I can't believe this is Tudor mansions are just here.
Yeah, I'm like right outside of it, so I'm like 3 blocks away from it. So it's great to be able to hang out in there and look at houses I'll never be able to afford.
The houses they're mocking you. We have our musical guest. It looks like. Are you guys? There's no pressure. Are you up for sticking around Merv Griffin style for our musical guest? And there'll be more chatting. It's not all music. There's chat as well. Are our musical guests?
Yeah, they're all ready to go.
Okay, joining us now from parts unknown. No, I believe they're here in the city as well, unless I think they left, but I think these are questions I can ask them rather than speculating. Morgan James, and of course, Agwamble there on guitar. Thank you. Wait, can I hear? Is your microphone on?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, now I can.
Hi, Dave.
Hello.
Hi, Dave.
Thank you for and we have Adam Bozarth and Anna Rubanova from Left-Handed Radio.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us. Where are you? You guys are in New York. You guys were traveling.
We were traveling. I was in Idaho with my family because I'm from Idaho, and now I'm back, and we're in the Boogie Down Bronx.
Nice. Were you in Boise, Idaho?
I was in Boise. I flew into Boise. We say Boise, by the way.
Oh, I know. My friend Curtis Steigers, the jazz cat, lives in Boise, and he says Boise.
Boise.
Make a point of it.
We have shirts for it and everything. And then I was in Redfish Lake, Idaho, where I used to spend my summers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now, was the scooter now in your place now, or is that still Dez's scooter?
I was down. My volume was down.
There's no, you're not in trouble, Dez. We're just trying to.
We have biker gangs.
Yeah.
I love there. I used to live in the Bronx, and there were biker gangs up there. I love it.
Were you in one, or just you? Did you try to join, or?
I was sort of more behind the scenes, I guess.
Yeah. Production for the biker gang.
Yeah, I struggle to ride technically, but we need to. Will you guys play a song for us?
Sure.
Excellent. I need to put on my Morgan James.
Oh, nice.
I have
There we go.
a Morgan James hat that you guys.
I'm just magnetic. That was my last album.
Shall we play a song from said album?
Yeah, let's play a song from that album.
Please do.
How about you?
All that I gave you was a choice and a seat at every table. All that I gave you was a voice and to speak when you weren't able.
Yes.
Thank you.
I need to unmute my microphone. So I just said yes too. I said yes. Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
I think I actually said yes. But
Yeah. He's
was
really
weird.
leaning into it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was excellent.
Thank you so much.
Guys. I did now. Not that they should, but do your neighbors ever? Because you guys are really in a great. Your neighbors get furious with you, probably.
Well, it's funny.
No.
We are really loud, and actually, we have cement walls. We're in an old building, pre-war building. So thankfully, we have cement walls. But if you're by the elevator, it's as though you're right next to us. It's so loud. We don't share any apartments to this room, thankfully. But somebody the other, I said to a couple of my neighbors, "Do you ever hear us?" And they're like, "Yeah, when we go to the elevator, but we like it."
Oh, nice.
So that's good.
I love it. Now, I just realized also we have 2 couples that were trapped together during the pandemic.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Anna Rubanova here poisoned herself 3 times.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
How many
nutritionally.
Yeah, not intentionally. Yeah, to be clear. How did you guys hold up during the I know that I talked to you already in private. But you have to act like I haven't asked you this. How did you guys hold up during the pandy, as we call it?
I mean, as Morgan often says, we were uniquely prepared for it because we live together, we work together, we live on a tour bus together.
Yeah.
And if she goes to get her nails done, I'm like, well, when are you coming home?
It's the only hour we're apart. You know, it's like
so we genuinely enjoy hanging out. I mean, every day we spend all day, every day together. So it was fine. We were cool.
We're annoying. And we were used to a lot of couples, I think, really thrive on having space and going somewhere else. And I feel bad for those couples, but we were kind of, we were really like, well, we've done this before. It's just kind of like less to do. I think the boredom got to us more than anything. We were thankfully very healthy and, unscathed compared to a lot of artists that really had, got it bad.
We couldn't tell them what we did. We did something cool. Right?
Yeah, we did. We kept making music and videos. We did 100 straight days of videos, 100 quarantine-themed songs. And we started out just doing a couple, and it turned into 100 straight. So we did 100 straight videos and kind of just kept our connection with people. Are you out there? Are you out there?
I like that. That's good. Because I felt creative again for the first 2 months, and then I woke up and I was like, no, I'm done. How about you, Anna and Adam? Were you able to keep the train on the tracks creatively?
It weirdly put the train on the tracks that had already fallen off years ago. We started Left-Handed Radio 10 years ago, and it was an on again, off again sketch thing that we would do. And then we sort of parlayed the skills that we got from editing, sketches and experimental radio pieces into jobs. And then during the pandemic, we were we're inside. We have nothing to do. Yeah. Why don't we start it again? And so we started it again, essentially from scratch, and just used all the skills we acquired from working for other people for so many years. We really rediscovered working together, which was unexpected. I feel guilty that a good thing like that came out of something so terrible. I don't know. How do you?
No, don't feel guilty.
It's a tough year.
I learned how to draw.
Yeah, these are good things. You gotta.
There were all these messages on social, which I know is garbage, but people going if you're productive during the pandemic, you're a sociopath.
I hate you.
And I'm like, oh no, it sounds like you might be.
Yeah, I think
I saw someone say someone's gonna come out of the pandemic with abs, and I'm gonna hate that person. It's all right.
That's how that person got through the pandemic.
Right. Yeah. Get some sick abs. We should would you guys play us another song?
We will.
Sure. Yes, we will.
Excellent.
Let's play a cover. Let's
do some some soft rock.
Soft rock.
Some 70s soft rock.
I love 7. That's just speaking my language.
We have a soft rock sampler in our car. We drunkenly one night purchased the 20 CD soft rock sampler that you see on the infomercial, and it was definitely the best thing we've ever purchased.
Yeah,
it's all I listen to in the car.
It was like one of those infomercials. It was like hosted by like Rita Coolidge and like the guy from Bread.
We were watching it, we purchased it. So we have that. I know all the CDs by color now,
Oh my god, I love this.
Tears left me cold as a stone.
Yes.
Nice. Very nice.
I got the guess in first on that one, I feel like.
Thank you.
I'll let you have
That
it.
was who does that originally? And
Elvin Bishop.
Elvin Bishop. Sorry, Luther was panicking. He couldn't get up onto his chair, so he wanted to say hi.
oh, bonus dog content.
Yeah.
Fun fact about that song, Elvin Bishop, who's of course a great guitar player and did sing, but he did not sing lead on that track. That was Mickey Thomas of Jefferson and Starship fame, as in We Built This City.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Great singer, right?
Yeah.
Killer singer.
Yeah, now I'm Now I'm going through their catalog in my head.
Well, aren't we all?
Don't do any
We
stars.
need the soft rock sampler.
We could.
That sentence when you said you got the soft rock sampler for your car, I was so jealous of so many things about that. I was like, they have the sampler, they have a car, they have so much more.
Right.
Their lives are a better life than I have. I don't have the same.
Cars don't have CD players anymore. It's kind of sad.
Nothing
They all just have
does.
like the jack or like a USB.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
That's our only CD player, I believe.
Yeah, I think it is. It's sad. I love a CD. I miss it.
I like a nice CD.
Yeah, the sleeves. Like I miss the binders. You know.
Oh yeah, and I have booklets of CDs that I'm just like, I guess I should keep them. I guess
They're all nicely organized now, so you might as well.
they're not nicely organized. They're just thrown.
They're all
like a man on like that's running from something. They're just thrown in a thing, and they stop
on streaming anywhere. So what can you do?
Yeah.
What's that?
I said Rusted Root isn't on streaming, so you have.
I know. Yeah, I got to get my Rusted Root jams out.
Bumblebee.
But
Is that true? They're holdouts. They won't.
I don't think so.
Oh, wow.
Chris Gaines is not on streaming.
Chris Gaines is not on streaming, which is our favorite album ever.
Chris Gaines, the Garth Brooks alter ego.
No, the Australian rock star. Chris Gaines.
Yes.
Wait, Chris Gaines.
Chris Gaines is Australian.
He was. That was the backstory.
That was the backstory.
You guys may not remember this, but 20 years ago, Garth Brooks had an alter ego named Chris Gaines. He made the dopest late 90s R&B
It's
pop
actually
record.
great.
It's a great record. He
But
sings
then
his ass
the
off.
booklet is like him. It's inexplicable. Like he really lost his very mind. And like the booklet is him in like white pants with women all around him and like a side do. A swoop.
He was wearing a wig, and I remember that it was supposed to be like it was this crazed rocker alter ego, but it was still like pretty mild mannered.
Very mild mannered, and the songs were like, "I wanna love you," like they were so tender.
And Don Was produced it. It's a great sounding record.
Yeah, it's a great record.
So when he toured and he did stage banter, did he have an Australian accent?
He didn't tour as Chris Gaines, I don't think.
Oh, he never toured. Oh.
No.
It was kind of a commercial flop, even though the record was.
He didn't
He
commit to the
hosted
bit.
SNL once, I remember.
Yes.
As Chris Gaines,
As both.
He was host.
and
Garth
then
Brooks.
the musical guest was Chris Gaines. Oh my gosh!
And everyone was like, "What is this?" No one liked it.
No one got the joke.
I never would have guessed Chris Gaines would have come up tonight, but I'm absolutely thrilled that Chris. A bunch of years ago, I was at UCB, and I was in the back. It was I can't remember what show it was, but there was like a comedy duo, a man and a woman, telling they were and at one point Andy Blitz, if you know Andy, the hilarious comedian and writer, he leaned over to me. He said, "This is actually the Sklar brothers in their Chris Gaines phase."
Wow.
And I burst out laughing because I was like, I was not expecting anyone to whisper a Chris Gaines joke into my ear. And I burst out laughing at like and they were really funny, the people on stage. But I laughed at the wrong time during didn't fit with the show, and it's very embarrassing. I'm not going to tell that story on The Moth, probably. It's not there yet, but it had its moment. There's Chris Gaines.
Oh my God.
The soul patch.
Oh, sex on a stick. God, he's handsome.
So that's a wig?
Yeah.
Now, if I may, I know. Wait, did we? Where did?
Sorry,
This I can't figure this out. I thought Anna and Adam disappeared from my thing, and I thought they'd had it with Chris Gaines talk, and I felt very bad. But if I may, I wanted to pitch. I know I was hot on the Mad Men podcast, but now I think Chris Gaines podcast is maybe. I just put it out. I just throw it out there.
There's a back.
6 episodes there.
Yeah, there's 6 episodes. It would have to be behind a paywall to pay for itself. I think that's how.
Yeah, but it was a very expensive paywall. It's an all-in $1,000.
$1,000.
All in $1,000.
Super premium content.
We could release it on a CD.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or we can make a non-fungible token out of it. That would be the move. It's charge like 6 figures, make an NFT of our Chris Gaines 1-episode podcast.
It is the
An
move.
This is
NFT of a
all.
podcast.
Yeah.
You're a madman, and I love it.
A madman.
This is all coming
Madman.
together. The momentum on this idea is incredible. Now we only have a couple minutes left. Can we get one more song out of you guys? But we should get some plugs in first.
Okay.
Plug everyone. Chris, let's get some plugs happening. Everyone, first of all, listen to Left-Handed Radio.
Just put the link in the chat there. if
The
anyone
links
wants to.
links are going in the chat. Links are going in the chat. I repeat, Left-Handed Radio. And I was reading the comments, and there's lots of love for Left-Handed Radio and for Morgan, James, Doug. And it warms my heart. Morgan, James, and Doug Womble, where are you guys playing next?
We're actually going to Memphis next month to make a new album. We're going to make a Christmas album.
Oh, nice.
A Christmas soul album in Memphis, and we kind of have dates here and there that are popping back up. We'll be touring in the fall, really.
We'll do
That's the
winery in November, I think.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, we're going to do all the city wineries.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Now, so let's ride off, and we'll say goodbye, but not just yet. But will you play a song? I'm just rambling. It's 1,000 degrees in this room.
Sure.
I hit it.
Oh, right. This is quarantine themed. I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so tired of on my own. Won't you help me, baby, just as soon as you can? People say that I found a way to make you say that you love me. But you didn't go for that, and that's a natural fact. And I want you to come back and show me where it's at, baby. I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so tired of on my own. Won't you help me, baby, just as soon as you can? I think you know that I love you so, even though you don't want me no more. Well, baby, I'm crying tears all through the years. I'll tell you like it is. Just love me if you can, baby. I'm so tired of being out here on my own, baby. And I need you. Oh, I need your love, girl. Yes, I do. Oh, and it makes me wonder if you're ever coming back. Oh, baby, won't you tell me, please? I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so tired of on my own. Won't you help me, baby, just as soon as you can?
Yes.
There it is.
How am I getting the yeses in first?
I was
I'm letting you have it.
I was gonna try to
Don't-
beat you to it, but then
Don't let me have the yeses.
I mean,
Don't let me have them.
All
I
right.
love that song.
that was great.
That's a
That I
great
know.
song.
Al Green,
Oh, green.
one of the greats. Well, thank you guys. Thank you, Anna and Adam from Left-Handed Radio. Thank you,
Yeah.
Morgan and Doug. Thank you, Dez. Thank you, Boy Criminal Chris Gersbeck. Thanks to everyone watching in the live cast version, and thanks to everyone listening in the futuristic podcast version. If you would like to support this incredible program, go to MaximumFun.org patreon.com/join. And that's our hot action music. We'll ride off sally forth into the night. And Chris, just tell us when we're out so I can start saying F's and S's and swears. Vulgarity.